Don't you want your conversation to flow smoothly? Well, then today's video is for you. Hey language enthusiasts, welcome back to my channel. In today's lesson, we are going to learn such phrases that will help you to go on with your conversation smoothly without getting stuck. Whether you're chatting with friends, networking at a business event, or maybe trying to have a small talk with strangers, these phrases are going to help you keep the dialogue going effortlessly. So without any further ado, let's get started. You can start your conversation by showing in someone's well-being, and this can be the classic way to start your conversation. How's it going? How's it going? For example, you can say, "Hey John, how's it going? Haven't seen you in ages." Or you can also say this one, "Hi Sarah, how's it going with your new job? How did you start it last week?" So how's it going generally means, how are things around you? How's everything? How are you doing recently? Right? So you can use this phrase. Now you can also use this phrase, "What have you been up to lately?" This phrase is perfect for catching up with friends or acquaintances and learning about their recent activities. For example, "So what have you been up to lately? Any exciting plans for the weekend?" You could also use this one. "Hey Tom, long time no see. What have you been up to lately? Traveling anywhere interesting?" Now, what have you been up to lately is a phrase I hope that you have understood is when you are trying to know about their recent activities, or maybe you are trying to know about their upcoming plans, or maybe if they are having any new ideas, or maybe if they have started to work on something new. Next up, we have this one. "I heard that." Use this phrase to share any interesting topic or news or gossip, or you can also use this one when you want to initiate a discussion on a specific thing. So you can use "I heard that." Let me put it in examples to show you how you can use it. "I heard that they are opening a new restaurant downtown. Have you checked it out yet?" So with "I heard that," you are adding something exciting. So you're talking about a new restaurant that's opening downtown. You're coming up with something exciting, or maybe you're trying to initiate a conversation on this one. You could also use this one. Imagine that you have heard that your friend is going on a trip to Europe. So you can say, "I heard that you're planning a trip to Europe. That sounds amazing. When are you leaving?" Right? So with "I heard that," you're talking about something that you have recently come to know. Moving on, we have "that reminds me of." So imagine yourself in a conversation where someone is talking about their recent experiences, or maybe talking about something which is related, or maybe current. So here, if you want to add your thoughts, or maybe if you want to share your experiences, this phrase can be a great one. So yeah, this one is an amazing phrase if you especially want to talk about your experiences or anecdotes related to the current topic of the conversation. Look at this example. "That reminds me of the time we went camping and got caught in a thunderstorm." So if somebody is talking about them getting caught in a thunderstorm and suddenly you also want to share this incident with them, you will start your sentence with this, "That reminds me of." Or look at this another example. "Your story about backpacking through Asia reminds me of my own adventures in Thailand." We would move ahead with this phrase. What do you think about? This one is when you want to encourage others to share their own thoughts or opinions and foster a lively discussion on various subjects. Look at the first example. "What do you think about the new policy at work? I'm not sure how I feel." So here you're trying to know about something, right? So here you have a subject, and that's the new policy of work. So this is the subject, right? And here you want to know someone's opinion about it. What are their thoughts on it? So here you're trying to know their thoughts by this question. Another example that you can find relevant. "What do you think about climate change?" It's a complex issue, right? Let's go ahead. When you want to express your agreement and disagreement politely while providing reasons to support your viewpoint, you could use these phrases. To agree, you can say, "I agree with you because," To disagree, you can say, I disagree with you because. Please note that here you have to maintain your tonality because you are here trying to be polite. You can't shout and say, I disagree with you because. No, you have to be polite and say, I disagree with you because, and then you can provide your reasons to support the viewpoint. Please note that these are direct ways to agree or disagree with someone and to let them know about what you think. So yeah, you have to sound polite and take care of your gestures. Let's look at the examples. Example 1. I agree with you that exercise is important for overall health because it helps reduce stress and improves mood. Next up, we have this. Here we are trying to disagree with someone. I disagree with you on the best vacation destination. I prefer beach destinations over mountain retreats because I love swimming and sunbathing. If you want to avoid these direct phrases, you can also use these phrases instead. To agree, you could use, I see exactly what you mean. You're right. That's a good point. Or you can say, I couldn't agree more. And to disagree, you could use, I'm not sure about that. Or, I don't look at it that way. If you want to partly agree, you could use, I see where you're coming from, but, and then your reason of not agreeing. Or, that's partly true, but, and then the reason. Or you could also say this, I agree up to a point, but, and then your reason. For example, you could say, I see where you're coming from, but I don't think traveling is always a waste of money because it also helps us to improve our mood and gives us mental peace. Next up we have, tell me more about. This is when you want to encourage the other person to talk more about a topic or maybe to elaborate a topic. And this is when also you want to show a genuine interest in what they are saying. Look at this first example. You have mentioned that you are studying psychology. Tell me more about your favorite area of study. Also take a look at the second one. You said you enjoy cooking. Tell me more about your favorite recipes. When you want to keep your conversation engaging and also want to react to someone's story or explanation positively, you can use this phrase. That sounds fascinating or interesting. Or if that's complicated, you can use the word complicated. For example, your explanation of quantum physics sounds fascinating. Can you elaborate further? Next, your trip to Amazon forest sounds interesting. What was the most challenging part? You see how it's changing the mood of your conversation and it's keeping your conversation going and engaging because you're genuinely trying to understand what someone has to say and also you're trying to know about their story further. So yeah, definitely you can use this phrase if you want to keep yourself engaged in someone else's story or conversation. Next up, we have this amazing phrase. I'm curious. What's your take on? And then the subject. So here what you're trying to do is you are starting a conversation about a specific issue or a trend and you are inviting others to share their perspectives. For example, let's pick 2 trending topics. 1, digital nomadism. 2, artificial intelligence. Now let's see how we are using this in this phrase. Number 1, I'm curious, what's your take on the rise of digital nomadism? Number 2, I'm curious, what's your take on the recent advancements in artificial intelligence? You see how have I used this phrase? I'm curious, what's your take on? And then the trending topic. Or maybe the topic on which you want to know something. When you want others to share their personal experiences or stories and foster a deeper connection in a conversation, use this phrase. Have you ever experienced? For example, have you ever experienced a cultural shock when traveling to a foreign country? Another one, have you ever experienced a moment that completely changed your perspective of life? Don't hesitate to ask for clarification if you are unsure about something or having difficulty to understand something. It shows your attentiveness and helps you to keep your conversation on track. Use this phrase. Could you clarify that for me? Could you clarify that for me? Example, sorry, I didn't catch what you said about the new project. Could you clarify that for me? Or you could also say this one. I'm not sure I understand your point. Could you clarify that for me? You see how easy it is. Next up, we have this one. I've never thought about it that way before. See, it expresses your openness to new ideas and perspectives, even if they differ from your own. For example, your interpretation of the painting is fascinating. I've never thought about it that way before. Or, I've never thought about approaching the problem from that angle before. It's quite innovative. In some cases, you'll find yourself uncertain, and if you are uncertain about a topic, it's okay to admit it. You could use, I'm not sure, but I think. See, this phrase allows you to contribute to a conversation while acknowledging your limitations. For example, I'm not sure, but I think the meeting is scheduled for tomorrow, not today. Another one, I'm not sure, but I think the restaurant we are looking for is on the main street. When you want to share your curiosity about a topic and you want to invite others to share their opinions on this one, you could use this phrase. I've always wondered. And then the thing that you're wondering about. For example, I've always wondered what it's like to live in a big city. Do you enjoy it? Or, look at this one. I've always wondered about the process of making sushi. Have you ever tried it? Don't you think that through this phrase, others will really have a genuine interest to share their experience with you as well? Yes, this is a good one, and believe me, these phrases works like magic. And now, if it's time to end the conversation on a positive note while expressing your appreciation and leaving the door open for your future discussions, you can use this phrase. For example, you can say, it was great talking to you. Let's catch up soon. This shows that you really appreciate the time of this discussion and you would love to have the same type of discussion again in future. You could also end your conversation like this. Thanks for the chat. It was great talking to you. Have a fantastic day. And with it, it's time that we wrap up our session over here today. And I think it was quite informative for all of you. If you think the same, do let me know that in the comment section. Also, hit the like button and subscribe this channel for more such amazing contents. I'll see you again very soon. Until then, happy learning.